Ainsley. Let's start right there in Chicago. It was just this week that a judge had ruled, Julia, that President Trump's deployment of National Guard troops, this is in the LA area, was illegal. So is that expected to have any bearing on what happens now in Chicago?
It does, but only on part of it, Sam, and I'll tell you why. The National Guard was part of the Trump administration's crime crackdown, similar to how they use the National Guard in D.C., only Trump doesn't have the same authority over the National Guard in other cities as he does in the nation's capital. And what that judge said was that he could not deploy them in L.A. the way he did, that should have been coming from the governor. And so the same would hold true in Illinois, especially because he was not doing it in response to protests like he did in Los Angeles, but in anticipation of a crackdown on crime in that city. But ICE can move forward, and they are. They're moving hundreds of agents from ICE and from Border Patrol, as well as other DOJ federal agencies, to Chicago as we speak, Sam. And we understand that in the second half of this month, they may start to really increase operations there. Now, DHS was asked about this, and we understand they gave us a statement here saying that no place is a safe haven for criminal illegal aliens, and that if you come to our country illegally and break our laws, we will hunt you down, arrest you, deport you, and you will never return. So in no uncertain terms there, Sam, they're trying to send the message that there are no safe places. They're talking directly to sanctuary cities, those cities that refuse to cooperate with ICE, and Chicago is one of them.
Right, and it's an important distinction that you make, that immigration still falls under the federal duties as opposed to law enforcement and crime, right? So that's the application in Chicago. I did also want to talk to you about this immigration raid at the Hyundai plant in Georgia. What else are we learning?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's a historic number, 475. We understand these were mostly people who were South Korean who came to work for the South Korean company. And right now, Hyundai is saying that they don't believe these were actually Hyundai employees, that they were rather subcontractors. And we have a statement from the company that says, "It is our understanding as of today that none of those detained is directly employed by the Hyundai Motor Company. We prioritize the safety and well-being of everyone working at the site and comply with all laws and regulations wherever we operate." This is actually something I've seen multiple times, Sam, where a company wants to cooperate with ICE, but because they've subcontracted these large productions, especially since they can subcontract out the hiring process, they distance themselves from who comes in. And a lot of the times, even if companies use E-Verify, they can find workers that are coming in with fraudulent identifications. Oftentimes, the hiring manager may look the other way. We're not sure what happened in this case, but they say they have arrested 475, and that DHS is saying in a statement they've been working on this for a long time.
Wow. No doubt more to come as well. Julia Ainsley, thank you so much for that. We move now to some consumer news, and PBS says that it's cutting 15% of its staff. That and Lego just released its most expensive set ever. Bertha Kuhn is putting the pieces together. She joins us now with today's CNBC Money Minute. Hi, Bertha.
See what you did there, Sam. Let's start with PBS. It's cutting 100 positions, or about 15% of its staff, because of federal funding cuts. Station Day, the CEO of PBS said the cuts were last resort and include 34 immediate layoffs. PBS had already frozen its hiring and paused pay increases. In July, Congress voted to axe $500 million in annual federal funding to public broadcasting. And Lego will release its most expensive set ever next month. The toy company said the Ultimate Collector Series Death Star contains more than 9,000 pieces and 38 minifigures to recreate iconic scenes from the Star Wars franchise. The set, which also is Lego's largest Star Wars set to date, will cost shoppers $999.99, not including tax. Essentially, $1,000 there. I gave my nephew a smaller Death Star one. I hope he doesn't have an eye on this one.
I hope not many